Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone from wherever you are joining. It's a pleasure to have you here with us again for yet another edition of our Software Test Drive. Welcome once again. Please drop in the comment section where you're joining us from so we know where exactly you're from as you're joining. And it's also a good time to notify those people that still yet to join, your colleagues, people in your network to join, as we're going to have a very interesting session today. Welcome once again to Software Test Drive for this quarter. Software Test Drive is our quarterly webinar at Scandium where we talk about everything software testing from tips to how to's to career insights and much more. So get ready for another interesting session of Software Test Drive. To have with me here today my co-host, and that will be no other person than Henry. Henry is going to lead this session alongside me today. Henry, please say hi.
Hello, everyone. Hi. Hi. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you. Thank you for joining us. Today's edition of Software Test Drive. Going straight into the breaking of ice. Based on our topic for today, I have a question that I want to ask you. For those of us, we know that the topic for today has to do with generative AI and how to use that in your day to day work as a software quality assurance engineer. So, we have a question for you. If you could give AI one superpower to improve software testing, what would it be? What would it be? So let's see your response in the comment section. Let's see your response in the comment section. If you were to give AI one superpower to improve software testing at your work, at your place of work, at your personal project, what would it be? Let me see. Let's see your answers. Let's see your responses in the comment section.
I know a lot of people, a lot of times want AI to do magic. You probably want it to just, just do about everything, build a product, test it, do everything. So I'm so much
Yeah.
looking forward to what answers people have here. If you've got one superpower that you could give to your AI, just anything, what would that be?
What would that be? What would that be? We're waiting for your response. We're waiting for your response.
So while we wait for the responses to drop in, you can drop your responses at any point in time. Um, that superpower you want AI to do. I know we've got a lot of people already using AI to, ask questions, build their profiles, generate test cases, and do lots more. But yeah, we'll have an interesting session today that will even help us go further into that. While we await the responses, let's move on to the next thing.
All right. Please follow us on all our social media platforms at Get Scandium on Slack. We have a Slack community. Follow us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, on Twitter, and on LinkedIn at Get Scandium. So, not to miss out on another edition of the Software Test Drive. So, before we have events like this, webinars like this, would usually post it first on our social media platforms. So the link to our social media platform is already dropped in the comment section. Go there, click on the link, and follow us on all social media platforms at Get Scandium. The handle is on the screen, and the link is already in the chat box in the comment section. Please go through the comment section and follow us on all our social media platforms.
So while people go ahead to do that, you can access our YouTube channel as well. You've got tutorials and how to's around software testing, test automation, and test management. So yeah, it's something very beneficial for you to go forward to.
All right, all right. Now to the topic for today. Ladies and gentlemen, as we all know, with the advent of generative AI, LLMs, it has been helping us, most of us, especially in the tech fields, help us ease some of the tasks of the processes that we carry out. And today, we're going to be discussing about how this LLMs, how these generative AIs can be of use, can ease your processes as a software tester or a quality assurance engineer. The topic is testing smarter, not harder, leveraging generative AI for better QA outcomes. And to discuss this with us today, we already have him on the call. Drum roll, everyone, drum roll, everyone. Please make welcome to the stage Akhilesh Sin R is quality engineering lead and manager at Pandora. So everyone in the comment section, say welcome Akhilesh. Let's say welcome Akhilesh. Thank you for joining us. Akhilesh is joining us all the way from Copenhagen, Denmark. So everybody joining us from all over around the world, please say welcome in the comment section to Akhilesh. Thank you very much for joining us. And Achilles is a seasoned QA lead with 14 years of expertise, adept in designing and implementing robust test strategies, plan, processes, automation frameworks, and continuous testing. Result driven with expertise in strategy, roadmap planning, data driven decision making, and cross functional collaboration to drive product success. It has a proven track record in successful end-to-end test automation, system integration, and user acceptance testing with a strong leadership, communication, and analytical skills, ensuring efficient delivery of high quality software. Ladies and gentlemen of the Software Test Drive, please make welcome our speaker for today, Akhilesh Sin R. Thank you very much, Achilles, for joining us. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, Henry, for the great introduction.
Thank you very much. All right.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. Hello, everyone. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning to everyone who is there on the call in across the globe, whatever time it is with you. My greetings are there with you. So, I would like to introduce myself here first, and then we'll go ahead with the description of how this generative AI has changed the world. I am Akhilesh. I have been working in software industry, especially software testing, for last 15 years. In last 15 years, I have seen how manual testing has been changed, or I would say manual testing has been overtaken by automation testing, and then automation testing being getting overtaken by AIs. But still, there is one thing which no one can replace is testing. So be it manual, be it automation, be it AI, be it in next 5 to 10 years, we can see something new in the world, but testing will always be there. It all depend upon us. How do we do the testing? Back in the days, around 15 to 18 years back, whenever a software were getting developed, at that point of time, in order to identify the user experience, in order to identify the bad user experience or good user experience, all the responsibilities lies with the tester. When we say it lies with the tester, it means that it's a tester's responsibility to make sure that the user or the end user, may it may be customer, it may be in-house user, anyone. So it's a user journey is not bad. That is in where the tester's role comes in, to ensure that whatever is the expected from your client, from your owner of the software, or from the one who is asking it to be developed, from them to the end user, how it is going ahead, right? whether user will like this software or not. Developers will get it developed, product owners will get the requirement, make some uh, make some additional points on that so that the user journey is easy. But as a tester, we ensure that the product is delivering what it is expected, and it's quite easy to use for it, for the customer. So that's how the testing journey starts in any of the software development lifecycle. Now the question is that how do we do the testing? As I said earlier, few years back it was manual. Everything was tested manually, be it UI, be it API, be it anything, right? Then there was a evolution in the ways of testing itself. So after that, uh, can you please go to the next slide, Henry, please? Yeah. So then there was an evolution of quality assurance. So earlier, as I said, there was manual testing. Everyone was doing manually, the testing part manually. So whenever the UI comes in, then we see the UI, we perform the operations, we test the applications. There are like click, write your name should not have numerics. So depending upon different criterias, or what we say it now as acceptance criteria, back then it was requirement. So depending on the requirement, we do the manual testing, we write the test cases, we do uh, write the test scenario, deriving the test cases from it. From there we went to scripted automation. What scripted automation means is that we write automation test cases. Whatever we used to do manually, we will be writing the automation test case for same. So let's suppose I will take a very basic example here of login. So whenever we log in, we launch the URL, and then we give our username, we give our password, click on login button. We see that the home page or the desired page is being navigated. The same experience was now automated, which means our script will do that. Once we came up with that ways of working where the automation script took over manual testing, right? Most of the regression parts were getting automated. Well, when we say regression, it means the part of testing which we do very frequently and regularly with the similar steps, right? Those things were getting automated. Those scenarios were the best candidate for test automation. Once we went ahead with test automation, then the next step was data driven testing. The data driven testing means that testing based on the test data. So let's suppose if I have automated one scenario, if I have to test one scenario of login, positive scenario, give correct username, give correct password, click on login, this gets go to uh, correct page. That was done. Data driven testing means give positive values, give negative values, give edge cases. Let's suppose if a field accept 100 characters, try to give 99 character and see it is giving successful answer or not. Try to give 101 and it should give negative results. Try to give wrong password and see it should give the negative results. So these kind of way of testing or testing techniques, when it comes in using test automation, it was very easier, right? You write a similar kind of script, just give wrong data or valid data or combinations of all. This became very familiar when it comes to exploratory testing, right? So whenever we have anything new coming in, we try to explore that specific area. We try to give positive, negative value. It's not only about the values, it also depends upon different type of devices, different type of browsers. So now we have mobile application, now we have desktop application. In mobile we have different browser, in desktop we have Windows, Mac, all these different OS. So based on all these systems, right, based on all permutation and combination of device, browser, test data, when it comes to device we go to different models, when it comes to browser we go to different versions, when it comes to test data we go to different positive and negative test data. These all combined and became data driven testing. When we say about data driven testing, a simple, when I say a simple login scenario, right, username, password and button, it became 3 factorial, 3 into 2 into 1. So it became like multiple options were getting generated. Similar kind of testing, same testing of same page but with similar line of code. When all of these combined, it became data driven testing. After that, now it comes generative AI. Generative AI is no more a new word in the software world. It has become like a very common word where everyone is using it. And that is in where we as a software testers are jumping into this. We are using AIs in different ways to make sure that whatever we are testing is getting uh, evolved, right? Whatever we are doing is getting evolved. So the testing part, whatever we make sure, the generative AI make sure that the test data management is going correctly, or if you say the test cases generation is done without any manual intervention, the test automation scripts are being written without any manual intervention. So generative AI is going to help testers to work effectively. Earlier, we used to write our test cases in any of the test management tool. Now you don't have to do those hard works. Earlier, we used to write test automation script, so many different test cases for each and every permutation and combination, right? Based on data driven. Now you don't have to write it all. You have AI where it goes and write it for you. As I was mentioning, what is generative AI? Like I was about to explain this. So, what is generative AI for QAs? So in AI, we have a very common term called large language model, LLM, and generative adversarial network, transformation of autonomously created test cases and realistic test data, right? How does AI work? So it is very important for anyone who is using AI or who is using AI to understand how does it work. So whenever we say AI, right, we give them specific tokens, right? We give so no we give them the specific terms. From those terms, tokens are being generated, and from those token, let's suppose there is a very big cloud or server, it search the item over there and then give you the result. This was done long back by Google as well, searching and showing you the result. But Gen AI is making sure that it's more human interactive. So if I ask today any of the AI, you each and every step to write test case. If I ask any AI to give me the list of test case or list of scenarios, what can have for this specific acceptance criteria and give some more tokens behind that, it will give you exact number of test cases what it should be. Here, we make sure that we are working smarter as a QA. We don't have to go and write test cases manually. Okay, verify that when positive and negative username is given, like your AI will give you that result. And what is the impact? The impact is that we have more improved, along with not writing only the test cases. Nowadays, we have self-healing automation scripts using AI, and this is all because of if you use correct LLM, if you use correct way to write those automation script, correct tools to write the automation script, things will get generated. The impact of this is improved in automation writing, automation test cases, summarizing, reporting, everything. Along with this, the amount of time and effort which we used to put on writing these test cases manually, we can utilize those timing to learn anything new, to learn how to strategize the LLMs. We should know now that if generative AI is writing test cases for us, we should train generative AI to give better test cases, and then we will improve the productivity. Long back, I'm just trying to compare the time when there was no AI and when we used to do things manually, from the time now where everything's are getting generated by AI. Long back we had someone who will write the test case, someone who will do the peer review, someone who will approve the test case. Now, with this generative AI, everything is at one place. You give the acceptance criteria, your test case will get generated. And there are chances that the test case may or may not have full coverage. And that is a tester's job then, to ensure that your LLM is being trained enough to give you correct data, correct information, write correct test cases, and all. Can we go to the next page, please? Yeah. So the key capabilities of test cases, AI in testing. What can an AI do? Which means how can AI help us in our day-to-day work, right? The first and foremost is automated test case creation. Test creation, which means it will write script for you based on the acceptance criteria what you have written. Recently, I was in one of the discussion where each and every unit test case, right? Unit test case which developers used to write, it is being generated by AI. It will go through each and every step of the code what developers have written. It will generate a unit test case for them. If you want positive test cases, it will give positive. If you want negative test case, it will give you negative test case. Shifting to the most leftmost part of testing is where developers develop their test case, developer develop and write their code. If we start doing validation from there itself using AI, that is the most optimized way of using AI. That is in where we can identify the bugs at the most earliest place of complete development lifecycle. Along with that, that is the unit test case. There are testing tools which can help you in designing the automated test case for functional testing as well. So TestM Tricentric is one of the best tool which I have seen recently. It is, it will give you the test cases as automated. Predictive bug detection, as I said, if you start writing your unit test case using AI, your bugs will, it will identify the bugs there then and there when you run the unit test case, and that is how you will fix it. Going forward, as I said earlier, it will be a tester's responsibility to train the LLMs. That make sure that whatever LLM you are using, whatever tool for LLM you are using, you have to train it. So start building yourself or start driving yourself in a way to train the LLMs. The third part is AI driven test data. Test data is one of the biggest challenge what I have seen in last 15 years. Designing a correct test data which has which can give you the required output is very important. When you perform testing on an individual platform, it's very easy. You give positive negative test data and you are done. But when you are doing end-to-end test cases, but when you are doing SIT test cases, at that point of time, driving deriving the test data is very important. And that is in where AI can help you. You can give AI a list of test data. You can train your AI. Let's not say that give your data to AI. Let's train your AI in such a way that it give you a correct test data based on 5 or 6 different platforms. Recently, in my current project, when we do end-to-end testing, it includes almost 10 to 12 different platforms. So I work for Pandora. It's a e-com side of the Pandora online part, online product line, where we place an order and then validate it across all the systems. Now, test data is one of the biggest challenge for us. We need to ensure that the test data is the data which we are using is there across all the platforms. And that is in where AI can help us to generate such data, to give us such data which is available in all the different platforms. That is where your company owned LLMs will have all those data. Last but not the least, intelligent prioritization. How it works is based on the data and information what we get from AI, right? How AI work is, first you have to train your LLM and then get the output. This is one time effort. When you train your LLM, keep training your LLM in some frequency, like a week, a month, based on the project. But once you start gaining the output, the desired output, right, that is in where it will help you to get the prioritization done correctly. When we say prioritization done correctly, it means the specific section of your product or of your software which has more number of bugs, right? It will identify the bugs then and there. It will help the product owners to identify the bugs and ask the developer that, okay, these are the areas, these are the specific modules of the software where we have more bugs, or where we have identified more bugs in the past. Please make sure that um, the please make sure that we don't get more bugs in future. It helps to prioritize those specific sections. So yeah, that is how it works. What are the benefits? When it comes to cost, which everyone loves, the reduction is almost 50%. So let's suppose, how I'll just give you one example how it works. So we have a few steps in our software testing. One is requirement analysis. Then we have um create test scenarios, create test cases, execute test cases, right? So these are the four steps. And then if there is a bug, you raise a bug, or you then the developers will fix it, then we'll do the retest. Let's skip that section as of now. That I'll be covering in the next part. Requirement, if you give the whole requirement document to any of your LLM, it will read those documents, it will design scenarios for you, it will give you uh, the test cases. It will give you module wise, it will give you section wise, whatever sections you have, whatever modules you have. So whatever task which was done by a normal QA in, I would say, 5 working days, which is a week, can be done within an hour, or I would say max to max 2 to 3 hours. But then the question will be, Akhilesh, then it is almost 10%, 90% reduction. Why you have mentioned 50%? And that is in where we as a QEs, or as a quality assurance engineers, will have that responsibility to initially go through those test cases, understand what those test cases are, how the LLM has generated those test cases. If it is wrong, then we have to train the LLM to give us correct test cases. This is a one-time effort, right? So for your requirement, you train your LLM. LLM is quite smart enough that once it get trained, it will reuse the informations what you have provided. So that is why I say 50% in reduction. There is a part of test execution which is there. So test execution can also be done using AI. Use your automation script, do CI/CD pipelining, schedule the execution, and then get the result. Once you get the result, right, you have to review those results as well. So right now, the scenario is not that we can blindly faith on AI. We cannot be fully dependent on AI. We need someone who can check what AI is doing. So in one of my seminars, I have named all the QEs as guardian of Galaxy, GALAXAI. If you see, product owners are using AI to write their acceptance criteria and other details. Developers are using AI to write their code. But at last, it us who will make sure that whatever usage of AI they have made, we are going to correct it if there is any wrong. So that is why I name ourselves as guardians of Galaxy. Test designing can be done by AI. Test execution can be done by AI. But whether it is correct or not, it's our responsibility to make sure that it is giving you the exact and expected answer. Defect accuracy will increase by 90%. So as of now, I think almost all the companies have a unsaid rule or a KPI that we should not have more than 10 to 15% defect rejection ratio. Using AI, it will decrease more, because AI, the more we train AI, The more we train LLM, the more accurate result we get. So the more that much in depth your AI will go and test the code. As I said, the moment we start using AI to do unit testing, the more bugs it will identify there. Then it will do the functional testing, it will identify the bugs there. It will go to SIT, system integration testing, will identify the bugs over there. And similar for end-to-end testing. So that's how the accuracy will be increased by 90%. There will be less defect rejection. Then we have test coverage. So as a human, when I say myself being a tester, as a human, I'm born to do mistakes, right? And that is how I may miss something, which we name it as human error. But when it comes to AI, they don't miss anything. They go by each and every word from the document, what you have provided. That's why in my this today's discussion, you will hear this that train your AI, train your AI, train your AI in a better way, and use the tools to train your AI. They will not miss anything, and your test coverage will increase by 30%. That's the benefit of using generative AI. And this doesn't mean that the tester's job will be reduced or number of testing jobs will be reduced. No, there will be a different way of testing now. So earlier we used to do manual testing, then we used to write automation scripts. Now we will train the LLMs to ensure that it does a correct way of testing. I would I would request to put down your questions or thoughts over the chat as well, right? So that when we have some time, we can go through it. Here are some of the real world use cases and examples. As I said earlier, you can use AI to generate the test cases directly uh, by giving the acceptance criteria. You can ask AI to generate it in Gherkin way. I hope most of us know what is Gherkin, given when then. That's the most easiest way to write the test case. Visual testing using AI is the best example, I would say, of using AI. By by human error or by human eye, we may miss something. We may miss that what is the resolution of the image, whether there is blur or not. Using AI, it can give you exact answer how it looks like and whether it is as expected or not. Adaptive testing of AI, where the AI heal themselves, right? As I said in the previous discussion as well, like a few minutes back, uh, we have tools which help in self-healing of our automation script. One of the most basic example what I can say for self-healing is locators. So when we write automation test cases, we have locators for, let's suppose, for any of the buttons, any of the text box or labels anywhere, right? If by mistake developer has changed the property of that web element, if we have given correct uh, details, right, of the web element, AI will identify it by itself and will update the locator. So there was a scenario where if you don't change the locators, the script will fail. And if it is a very common locator, all your script will fail. Most of the time what I have seen is we execute the regression test cases off time, like somewhere in night or something, and then early in the morning we see that okay, all of them, the test cases are failed. Why? Because one login locator was changed. And then we have to again, there's a small effort by QA to update it, but then whole day we will be executing the regression. So now with this self-healing property of AI, it's very easy. It can identify the changes and do the self-healing part. The last part which I have mentioned is predictive analytics identify high risk area within a software production, preventing critical issues. Which means that, as I said earlier, it identify the area where we have more number of bugs. It identify, it go through the developer's code, it identify that these are the permutation combination which can fail, right? And that is how it can give you the result quite early in the stages, making sure that there is no critical issues coming in. So these are the real world examples what I have also experienced, and I can see that Gen AI is very helpful. Can we go to next slide, please? Integrating Gen AI with CI/CD. So again, I would just relate the evolution of software world, how it has been done. So long back, we used to we use this word we use the word called deployment. Okay, build deployments and all. That was all done manually, where someone used to get the deployment document signed by the product manager or project manager or architects, and then go ahead and deploy it. But after that, the evolution changed, and now we are doing it all by CI/CD or pipelines, I would say. There came Jenkins, GitHub, Azure DevOps, AWS, all these different tools. Now, a developer make changes in the code, and within hours it is in production. How it works? Some of the developers, they will make their changes, they will raise a PR. In that PR, they will execute the unit test. Okay, they have the sonar, they have snake, all these security change, security part. So all these collectively we called as quality gate. So we will execute the complete quality gate. After the quality gate is successful, we will deploy the application to any of the server. We'll write the automation script for that, to test the functionality. We will test it and we will deploy it into production. Then, and then on production also we will test it again. How AI is going to help us here? It will help us to write the unit test at real time. If developer is making changes, when we click on one button to write unit test, it will write unit test for those changes and will execute it. If it fails, developer will fix it again. So that is one of the most beneficial way in CI/CD, I would say, and in testing, of using most beneficial way of using generative AI. Uh, then, as I said, there is self-healing automation scripts. If you have made any changes, the self-healing automation script will or automatically drive the test cases, will update it, and will execute the functionality. If we do a very robust unit test framework, if we have a very robust functional test framework, these two along with Gen AI can make our life very easy. And CI/CD for sure, it is for a seamless flow. So yeah, Agile and DevOps. So all these three, when I said right, it is a complete DevOps process: quality gate, deployment, test automation, all of these. On top of all of these, we have Gen AI, which guide each and every section to get the testing done correctly. So yeah, that's how it is going to help. Yeah.
All
Now,
right. Thank you very much, Akilesh. Thank you for your time and walking us through your talk. Really, really, really much appreciated. Everyone in the comment section, please say thank you to Akilesh. Thank you for joining us today and taking us through this session. Can we say in the comment section, please? Let's say thank you to Akilesh. Thank you for making time
Great
out.
session. Great session, Akilash. I particularly enjoyed the part where you talk about Guardians of Galaxy. Quite interesting, interesting name to give. So, I mean, there was a time, was it the Software Testers? I think Testers Day for 2023. or thereabout. And I did a speech somewhere, and at that place I was saying that yeah, the heroes that don't wear cape in the product digital product environment, that basically QA testers, because I mean everything will go awry if that gate is not well secured. Thank you for going through that. I also loved the part of you going through, the journey. So it helps us understand that things evolve, and we're talking about generative AI today. Well, who knows, tomorrow it might be something else. Today we're already talking about agentic AI. And we're going to see more and more of AI agents that are doing software testing. And like you rightly mentioned, while everybody tries to use AI to generate their acceptance criteria to write their code, somebody somewhere needs to be sure that ensure that all of those things are done well and are done right. So thank you so much, Akilesh, for that wonderful session. I'm sure if we had 1 hour or 2 hours, I'm sure Akilesh would continue to to give us a lot of insight. Thank you very much for that. We'll move on to Q&A. Yeah, recording, people asking about recording. This is live on our YouTube channel. Just go to our YouTube channel, and you'll find this there already. Same as all of our previous test drive sessions from amazing speakers like Akilash. Yeah, so we're gonna go into Q&A sessions. If you have questions, please drop that in the comment section there. I can just talk about AI, generating. I mean, interestingly, as QA people do, go to ChatGPT or Gemini or all of those places to, quickly generate test cases and all of that. We've got interesting use cases where we're directly putting this in the same space you're managing your test, like TestPod does AI test case generation within your test management tool, makes it seamless, and more related to the actual context, because you get context of your tickets, context of what you're actually doing, rather than when it's just random and just trying to offer context. So great one, Akilesh. I see a lot of thank you, Akilesh. I guess a lot of people also enjoyed this session as much as I did. So while we wait for the questions to drop in, we're gonna move on to the next thing. So test drive is a quarterly event, and it's brought to you by Scandium. Scandium is a no-code test automation product. So Scandium has evolved from what a lot of people have known as just one product. Scandium is a suite of quality assurance products that are all AI powered. We've got test automation around web test automation, where you can basically use just record, and then automatically Scandium is going to capture all of your interactions with your product and turn that into executable steps for you that can run for you at any point in time. You can schedule that to run as much as you can, daily, hourly, weekly, whatever suits your use case. We've got mobile test automation as a product on its own. You can test your mobile products, whether it's iOS or Android. And we have API test automation, all entirely no code. And we've got AI assistants that help you all step of the way. And the AI assistants basically help you to bring testing to a very much more easier level. So for example, you want to generate code from your no code tests. With a click of a button in Scandium, all the tests created with no code can be converted in to code that you can use on Playwright or Puppeteer or Selenium or any of these other tools as you might need. The same way, you've also got other places where you can use AI, like write custom code in your JavaScript. JavaScript code that you can add inside of your step, and it can work for you directly. You've got a lot of things that we can go through. Most importantly, today, related to what we're talking about, is TestPod. TestPod is a full cycle test management solution. Helps you end to end manage your test, whether that is manual test or automation test, whatever exploratory testing. You manage all of that in one space, instead of having to go through several spreadsheets after spreadsheet and trying to track releases and all of that, which can get messy, as we all know it. With TestPod is seamless, and then it is AI powered. So we're going to show you a very short video, less than 2 minutes, of using AI for test case generation within TestPod.
First off, click on Test Cases. Click on a folder. click on Create with AI. After that, click on the AI prompt field. Type AI to generate. Click on the Send button to expand a feature from the result. Click here. You can choose test cases to accept or reject. Next up, click on the element. Now click on Accept. Expand the parent folder to see the subfolders of test cases generated by the AI. Once that's done, click on a subfolder to see the test cases within it. After that, select a test case to view its details. First off, click on Test Cases. Click on a folder.
So now is the period for most of us. We have the Q&A session that we'll be going through pretty soon. Q&A session is, if you have questions, now is the time to ask. I'm going through the comment section now to see those that have questions for um, Akhilesh. If you have questions
Wow,
concerning everything Achilles has taken us through, please drop it in the comment section. Jafar, you can carry on.
great. So while people are dropping questions, by the way, Akhilesh has dropped his LinkedIn profile over there. I'm bringing up on stage so you can see that. Please connect with Akhilesh on LinkedIn, and yeah, you're free to ask him questions. I'm sure he'll be happy to answer all of your questions. Meanwhile, the testbot video you just saw is how testbot actually does AI test case generation. There is lots and lots more that you can do with testbot. All you need to do is go up to testbot .io. You can go to testpod.io. The link would be in the chat, and you'll be able to use and sign up for free. So please go out and try that. And if you want to do this for your team, you can also go to the same website, testpod.io. You'll be able to book, demo calls and have, a session for your team to look at how exactly you can use testpod as a tool to basically scale your test management within your organization. um, Everybody, you can try this out. If you want to check out our test automation solution, you can do that at getscandium.com. Getscandium.com is where you can access our test automation product, whether that's for web testing or mobile testing or API testing. So getscandium.com for test automation and testpod.io for test management. You have all of this link in the box, and you will be able to access them. So we have some questions already. Harry, please go ahead.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Thank you very much, Jafar, for that. So we have some questions already for Akhilesh. So first question by Gambo Usman. It says, can we give examples of this generative AI tools that we can explore? So
Yeah.
during your, I guess you mentioned that. So yes, the floor is yours, Akhilesh.
So there are few examples of AI tools, but before you go ahead and use it for your company, I would suggest it to be get it whitelisted by company, because then you use your test data with the AI, which may or may not be good for your company. But on a very general note, what you can do is Chat GPT and Copilot is quite common, where you can give your acceptance criteria, right, to them, and then it will give you the test cases. Another thing is, if your team is using Jira Atlassian Jira, then there is a Atlassian Jira tool, which no, not the tool. There is a plugin with Jira which will write the test cases based on your acceptance criteria. When I used it, it was very simple. You just have to click one button It will read all the acceptance criteria and will derive the test cases for you. This is, I would say, the best way to use when it comes to writing the test cases. When it comes to writing automation script, Copilot is something is a Copilot with Visual Studio Code, the plugin. It is paid one that will help you to drive the test cases or to write the most optimized test cases. It also it go through your script, review your script, and will give you the issues what it has identified. Like, let's suppose some error which will, or some of the endless loop, right? So all those things it will identify and will let you know in a prior. The second
All
question
right. All
is,
right. Thank you very much. Second question. Can AI be reliable to write test scripts or fix failing tests, especially in critical systems?
yes. So I think I have mentioned it earlier as well, that you need to train your LLM. That's the most important thing. So as you train some of your juniors, some of your upcoming colleagues, in a similar way, you have to train the LLM to give correct answers, or to design the test cases, or to heal the automation scripts. You have to spend some time to make sure that the result is good. So there are tools, as I said, test him. What is that? Try Asha. Testim's Tricentis. That is one of a best tool which I have recently experienced. It heals the automation script. Okay, it has that capability to heal the automation script, I would say. How it is going to heal is now the team's responsibility, how you are training it. But writing test cases and all, any of the AI tool, it does the job very, very good. Automation script healing, it again depends upon the tool, but writing test cases and all, any of the tool is doing that job very great. I have used the same with Copilot. I have used it with Gen AI. Sorry, what is this? OpenAI, ChatGPT. I have used Jira, Atlassian Jira. All of these three are good, and the best part is, the more you ask question to Gen AI, the more better result you get it, right? And that's why it's called a Gen AI. So I hope I answered both.
Exactly, it's generative.
Yeah.
That's why it's Gen AI. So
Generative.
the output you get from your AI is as good as the input that you pass into it. It's garbage in, garbage out, garbage out. Interesting one. Thank you for bearing your mind on that, Akilesh. On auto healing and stuff. Like I mentioned, yeah, auto healing is something that you get with AI powered test automation tools. Scandium, for example, efficiently allows you to be able to worry less about the issues you have with changing selectors, and you've done something, you've built a test today, and then tomorrow you realize that one or two few things have changed, because Scanem use a combined set of selectors that makes it easier to control this, and with AI then it's even much better. For people asking about which LLM to use, or which Gen AI, so of course you've got your Gemini, your Chat GPT, whatever you think is best for you. Really, a lot of people use different kind of different LLMs for different things. I see people who say cloud is very good for, say, copywriting or coding or whatever. So yeah, people have preferences for different kind of use cases. You can look at what is the best, what gets you the best results really for your own use case. And like Akilesh mentioned, you need to train, and train and train. The better context to give, the better the output you can get from all of this. So thank you very much. We're gonna have to stop questions from here. I see some other questions. I think Akila should take some of these questions in chat. I know a lot of us are very excited about this. It's an interesting topic, but we'll have to move right now. Thank you so much, Akilesh, for doing this with us. Akilesh will be happy to answer your questions in chat here. And if you also reach out to him on LinkedIn, he will be so much happy to do that. Thank you once again, Akilesh. We truly appreciate taking out your time to come on this session.
Thanks, Jafar. Thanks, Henry, for giving me this opportunity to interact with the other side of, like, with you guys. I stay in Copenhagen. Anyone in Denmark, feel free to get in touch with me. Let's have a coffee together, and we can discuss on the future of testing as well, how it should go. It will be I'm always I'll always welcome anyone uh, who can meet me personally, who can ping me on LinkedIn. We can have a coffee chat, be it physically or virtually, and have more discussions on this.
All right.
Absolutely. Trust it. Thank you so much, Akilesh.
Thank you. Have a
Great.
nice weekend, guys. Bye bye.
Yeah.
So on to the much expected trivia session. So yeah, this is the opportunity to win the cash prizes. Just participate in this. Harry, you can take it.
All right, drum roll, everyone. Thank you very much, Achilles. Can we please still say thank you to Achilles in the comment section? All right, so this is the much expected section that a few of us, if not all of us, have been waiting for. This is the trivia and game session where we'll be giving a lucky winner a cash prize. All right, to handle this trivia session, Ibrahim, are you ready for us? Okay, we can see in the chat box in the comment section there is a link to the trivia. There's a link, the link has been displayed already on the screen. There's a link to the trivia. So please click on the link and participate. Click on the link and participate. There are cash prizes for winners of this session. For those of us that have been in our previous edition of the software test drive, we know that this trivia session is very, very much looked forward to. So, Ibrahim, are we good to go? Yes. All right. The link to the trivia is in the comment section. The link to the trivia is in the comments, and we can see it displayed on our screen. So for those that want to participate, now is the time. All right, we can see questions on the screen. Question one. Question one.
Is there anybody still trying to join? Maybe we'll wait some 30 seconds for people who are street trying to join. You can go on menti.com and enter that code or just use the link entirely. We go ahead once it's 30 seconds.
Yes, we can see there are 18 players ready. So we are waiting for more people to join. More people to join. This the link to the trivia game is on the screen. It's in the comment section as well. So we need more people to join.
Yeah, we can get started. I know some people don't want to join because they think the questions might be hard. When you say the first question, you probably would want to come in. So let's get started. You can still join in anyway. You see more people are coming in, so we can get started now, Ibrahim. So the faster you answer the question, the higher the points you get. So you want to answer this as fast as possible.
All right, we can also see the leadership board on the screen. So the faster you answer your question, the higher your points, and correct your answer, the higher your point as well.
What does AI assisted test case creation primarily help with? I think almost everybody got that. Who is Ugo C. Ugo? Interesting. Well, the thing about
I
these
was,
games is, it's never over until it is over. So, yeah, who knows?
I was,
Somebody from
I
the
was
10th
about to
position might
mention
just.
that. Like Ugo has been topping the list from the first question. In a CI/CD pipeline, what does test automation help achieve? All right. I can see Ugo is still topping the list. Wow. All right. You more people can still join in on the trivia game. The link is on the screen. You can still join. You can still join. Like Jafar said, this game is more of never say never. So you can still join and be part. Next question is which of these tasks can generative AI perform for QA teams? Which of these tasks can generative AI perform for QA teams? Waiting for your answer, waiting for your answers.
Almost everyone got that. Interesting.
Okay.
Okay, I see someone. Here we go. Here we go is probably coming up soon.
Okay, the position has been changed. Ugo is now
Oh,
beneath.
interesting.
Okay, this is good.
So it's not over until it's over, really. I've seen so much of these games to know you never can tell. Just give it your best until the last question.
What is the common challenge generative AI helps testers overcome? Common challenge generative AI helps testers overcome. Place your answers. I think everyone got this. Everyone got this. Let's see the leaderboard. Let's see the leaderboard. Okay, we have Emo still leading everyone here. All right. Question six. Question six. I still encourage you to join the trivia games. You can still join midway. Which approach is key to testing smarter, not harder? This is something Achilles made mention of during his talk. So I believe everyone should be able to answer this. Okay, we have majority choosing this. Let's see the leaderboard. Let's see the leaderboard. Okay, Emo is still leading this. Hmm. Interesting. Interesting. Then we have Amesh taking the second position. Question seven.
Where is Ugo?
Ugo Ugo started early.
Ugo is still coming back. It's not over until it
Yeah.
is over. Keep it up.
What does reusable test steps in testpod help with? Yeah, for those of you who haven't used our product yet. Oh, okay, this is interesting.
Well, almost any person, any QA person that does automation will probably understand this, regardless of.
Yeah.
Well, even without automation, even if you use test management tools, you probably know this. That's why almost everybody got this right. I guess it's intuitive.
Yeah. Imo is still carrying the leaderboard, still carrying everyone. Question eight. Question eight. Let's go. What type of bugs does automation catch effectively? What type of bugs does automation catch effectively? Let's see the answers. Let's see the responses. Okay. We still have Imo still topping the leadership board. We still have Imo topping the leaders board. All right. Next question, please. Next question, please. I love everyone. I love the fact that everyone is participating in this. Next question. What is one risk of relying 100% on manual testing? What is one risk of relying 100% on manual testing? Give your answer. Give your answer. We're waiting. Okay. Wow. Imo is still leading the leaders board. All right, we are almost getting to the end of our trivia session. Question 10. The second to the last question on this trivia and game session. Let's go, let's go. Which of this is the best practice for using AI in QA? Best practice for using AI in QA. Let's go. All right, let's see the leaders board. Okay, now to the last question for our trivia and games session. Last question. Question 11, the last question for us on this session. Which team describes AI that generates new test cases from which term describes AI that generates new test cases from existing requirements? Which term describes AI that generates new test cases from existing requirements? Okay, majority of the responses got this. Majority got this. Now let's see the final leaderboard. Who is topping our leaders list? Wow.
Amish, congratulations. Who is Amish? Please drop
Congratulations.
your comments. Let's see in the comment box. Identify yourself, Amish. Congratulations, Amish. I don't think I even saw Amish in the very first 5 questions. I didn't see him on the leaderboard at all, right?
At all. Yeah. It
That's
wasn't.
it.
It was
Interesting.
just
That's how
came
to
out.
play the game. Well done.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Amish. Please let's see you comment in the comment box so we can see who this is exactly. Amish is going to be given a cash prize of $20 to buy a hot meal for himself. Congratulations, Amish.
Congratulations.
Yeah, please you can drop a comment so we know it's you. And yeah, you would need to join our Slack community. Please reach out to Ibrahim on the Slack community so you can get your prize. Congratulations once again, Amish. And congratulations to everyone too. You tried Emo, Georgina, Wadif, Ugo, Akil, Harshi, Chize, here we go, Okpayemi, all of you that made the top 10 in that list. Congratulations. Thank you for participating. It's a pleasure to have you on this edition of the Software Test Drive trivia.
All right. Thank you very much, everyone that joined the game. Means a lot to us. Then we have to move in quick to the next agenda we have because we are running so much out of time. We have to move very fast. Okay. Um, Want to say a very, very big thank you to everyone who joined us today. First of all, we have to say a very big thank you to our speaker for today, Akilesh, for joining us all the way from Copenhagen, Denmark, and to everyone, the attendees joining us from all around the world, joining us and listening to this edition of the Software Test Drive. And particularly, would like to say a very big thank you to our community partners. Our community partners, Testing Academy, Techlerator, The Bug Detective, QA Crafted. Thank you for your continuous partnership and always being available to partner with us whenever we are having our event at Scandium. Thank you very much. All right, I wouldn't overemphasize this too much. We need follow us on our social media platform on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter. The link to our social media platform will be dropped in the comment section. Kindly follow us. Join our Slack community as well. Very, very important. Join our Slack community. And to Amish that won the trivia and game session, please reach out to Ibrahim on our Slack community. That is how you'll be able to claim your one cash prize. So once again, please follow us on all social media platforms. The handle is at Get Scandium on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and LinkedIn. All right. So on what we're doing next, please, if you're following us on our social media platforms, you will be able to get up to date information on our next software test drive. Like we said at the beginning of today's webinar, the software test drive is a quarterly event, and we'll be having another one the next quarter. So, as not to miss this, please follow us on all our social media platforms at Get Scandium on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn so that you can stay updated with information regarding our community, regarding our products, and regarding community or Scandium related events. Also, visit app.getscandium.com to try out our application, our AI powered no code automation to get Scandium. You can try it out. And once you've tried it out, please share your feedbacks and book demo calls for you and your team. We have amazing team at Scandium on standby that are ready to walk you through how to use Scandium for your testing related activities at your company or with your team. So kindly share feedback and book demo calls for you and your team. Finally, please let's endeavor to follow us on all our social media platforms. Not just follow us alone, please make sure you engage our post. It is very, very important. Engage our post so that our post can get to wider audience, so that you'll be able to miss any important information that we have to pass across on our social media handles. Before we round off, Jafar, I don't know, do you have
Finally,
something to say?
yeah, just to cap it up, the winner is asking where they want to get, who they want to reach out to. You're reaching out to Ibrahim on Slack. Join our Slack community. Please reach out to Ibrahim. You'll be able to get your prize. If you're here to join our Slack community, that's a place to join to ask questions around software testing or test automation and ask questions around our tools. If you want test automation for web and mobile and API, you can go to getscandium.com. And if you want test management, whether you're using manual testing or automation testing, you want to go to testpod.io. We're happy to hear your feedback as you try out these tools. Thank you very much for being part of Test Drive again for this edition. See you next time. Have a great one. Bye.
All right. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you for joining. See you on our next edition. Bye. Bye, everyone.